Happy 2006, anime heads. We are back. Eat the cake crew. Myself, EJ, and Jackie. Last time we saw you, we were talking about warm, fuzzy holiday, Christmas type stuff. But right now, we were talking before the show, trying to catch up on everything that we probably missed during the summer. And of course, the fall came through with some more amazing anime, and kind of how typically this would be the quiet time, the downtime for anime as far as big shows, sequels, and stuff. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So now I'm hoping like spring, maybe we can get a break and catch up on some things, but that's probably not going to happen either. Maybe summer. I don't know. But first of all, how have you guys been? I know Christmas went through, the New Year's and all of that. Was everything great for you guys?
Yeah, good and quiet.
Yeah, we went back to Ohio to see family, so that was nice. And then because we're on the West Coast, Steven and I watched the ball drop 4 times from our couch and sipped some hot cocoa and then went to sleep.
All right.
It was great.
That's the dream New Year's thing. When you get to a certain age, you're just like, I'm over all of this stuff. Like, I just can't stay up.
Yeah. We were actually falling asleep at 9:30, and I was like, "No, we gotta stay awake."
Yeah. Like I can stay up, but it has to be doing something like watching a good show or something like that. If I'm out and it's just pow, 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 and all, I'm just like, I gotta. Yeah, Eric knows we were at the anime rave, and I'm just like, yeah, this is my jam. And like at 1:00 when the main dude left, Alex Cade, and that other dude just popped up out the floor, was just like, let's go. We were like, oh, there's another. Let's
the whole part started sounding alarms like it's time. It's 1 a.m. It's time. What are you doing? Like, oh.
Yeah, we were like Ninja Vanish, and we were out of there.
Ninja Vanish.
What up, No Gimmicks, tuning in, man. What's good?
What's up? What's up?
But yeah, so we're gonna do our due diligence, and we're not as, I guess, ingratiated into the anime. Like, we just can't sit and watch every little thing that comes out to give you a full understanding of it, because we all got jobs, families, all of the things. So we'll do what we can. We'll give you our opinions, and whether you take them or not, this is just how we feel about the upcoming season. But before we do that, we got to play our amazing intro, and then we'll get right into the show. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it.
The following is a presentation of the That Feeling Podcast Network, reminding you to always question the answers.
Eat the cake. Eat the cake. Eat it. Eat the cake. Yeah. Eat the cake. Eat the cake. Well, all right. I bet you thought you stumbled on another podcast. Of course you're right, but let me tell you about the contrast. It's really different, not an exit from the Comcast. We cover anime today and other times past. Listen and learn in that order, then replay. Be entertained by Mac, Jackie, and EJ. 3 hosts doing way more than the most, proving you can pay the lion, but it's all in the approach. Originals and sequels, the newbies and the Ichigos. The world's up in flames to the ones more peaceful. The weapons of the Shuto, manga, Naruto, Monkey D. Luffy, and a lot more that you know. Subscribe, hit the like, give the algorithm life once. We trying to get the same pie that Apple took a bite from. Join the conversation, let us know if you can relate. If not, you still might be forced to eat the cake. Anime, hey, hey, eat the cake. Hey, hey, anime, eat the cake. Anime, eat the cake. Anime, hey, hey, eat the cake. Hey, hey, anime, eat the cake. Anime, eat the cake. Anime.
Yes. Yeah, let's put the intro on. We had like a surge in viewers all of a sudden. I love it.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for hanging out.
Hey, what up, my man Aunt Boogie, Aunt White? What's good with you, man? And then we have somebody over there on YouTube as well. What's going on? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you guys jump into conversations and can possibly provide a little bit more information on some of the shows we may bring up. You may be more of a follower of that show / manga, can probably add to the conversation. But we also have our man Kimpachi in the comments. What's up, my guy? So like we talked about, seasonal forecasts of the winter, which is odd because I like a part of me feels like the winter kind of starts around November or whatnot. But on
Mhm.
the calendar, obviously December 22nd is when it starts. But to me, it's like when I go outside and I'm just like, I can see my breath. I'm like, winter is here. So um again, we'll go see what it looks like. And per a couple of episodes ago, apparently the cutoff date for what Crunchyroll will be considering for their awards apparently was the end of December. So we'll see how that works. But let's get to our segment of the anime look ahead for winter. What up? What up?
Dog and my cat were fighting. I had to like kick my dog out.
No worries, no worries. So here we are, winter anime look ahead.
Look at
And
that.
I know, I look,
I
I
love
messed
it.
up. I wanted to stay the whole time, and I forgot to go back and change it. I'll probably work on it in the background so it's not triggering people who are watching. Like, what's this?
Why does it keep going away?
But we already got some people in the comments. Looks like Coda Postcraft, who's watching over on YouTube, is telling us check out the newest season of Pokemon and Digimon. And I did hear something about Digimon, but
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
later on.
Will do, bud.
I'll donate a 2026 if you come to Alabama. For what? What's going on down there in Alabama? Shout out to Erica though, Erica Martinez. So we'll start with Jackie. I see your background, so I'm guessing one of the anime you're looking forward to here is a very popular one. What are some of the
Mhm.
things that are on your radar, Jackie?
I have a list. I did create a list with everything that I saw. What I noticed with this year is there's a lot of returning anime with seasons, whether it's part twos, season threes. As you can see, JJK behind me. You have Frieren, which just dropped their first episode yesterday. But the one I'm going to talk about is this one right here, which seems really interesting, and the art style looks really great. It's called Shibo Yugi, playing death games to put food on the table.
Yes.
So the first episode I think is like 47 minutes long, similar to which I know one we'll talk about later is Sentenced to Be a Hero. But we talked about this last year. Like, I want more psychological thriller horror type animes, and this is one of them. So it's a psychological horror survival. Um, the studio that covers it is Studio Dean, and basically the overall summary of it is that there's a girl named Yuki, and she survives by participating in deadly games where strategy and nerve are the only way to earn money and stay alive. There is a light novel adaptation. Doesn't seem like there's a manga, just a light novel. And then a lot of people that are praising it, that its art style is like really unique, and there's a lot of suspenseful pacing, which I think is really awesome. I have not watched the first episode yet, so I can't comment on like what the opening or ending or anything is. But that was something that I was gonna watch tonight. Other things with Shiba Yugi that I wrote down. Have you guys heard of it? Have you guys seen it?
I saw a quick little kind of synopsis of it. I think the whole thing is the protagonist is trying to like win 99 straight of these games. And
Mhm.
apparently, like once you hit that, like it's almost, I don't want to say akin to Hunger Games. It's kind of the vibe I got from it.
Yeah.
But the rich aristocrats of the world look down upon the poor, and they're just like, we're going to use you for entertainment type stuff. And
Yeah.
if you survive, it's easier for you guys to put food on your table, hence the topic. But the biggest thing everybody kept mentioning when they're talking about that show, and you alluded to it, is the animation style.
Yeah.
And also it's more of I think the psychological driven portion of it, the motivations why some of the people are in the games isn't what you really think it is. They didn't give away too much, which I appreciate when people give reviews like that to let me tune in and kind of, make the assumption if I'm gonna like it myself or not. But that
Yeah.
is definitely on my to watch list this winter.
Yeah, and just for everyone that's not familiar with Studio Dean, I do like to talk about like the other anime that's under them just to get an idea of like what else they have basically helped produce. And Ron My Half is on there. So if anyone's been watching the remake of Ron My
Remake.
Half the past year, the art style is so great. The directing is like really good because it follows along exactly with the manga. Fruits Basket, Fate Stay Night, Konosuba. Like so this animation or the animation you're gonna get from this studio is gonna be fantastic. I hope that like the story and the directing with it is gonna be really good. I've never read the light novel, so I'm not sure. Never heard of it, but already when I saw it and I saw like the trailer, it looked really, really interesting. So we were just having a conversation earlier about how it seems like reoccurring themes and stories are being cycled through. I know that there's already some anime out here that does like the death games, but it's not that popular. You don't see it a lot. So I hope that this is going to be a nice little refresher for for this season. Nice little icy refresher for the winter season.
100%. What's one that caught your eye there, EJ?
So, of course, like Jackie already said, there's a whole bunch coming back. You see a bunch of series doing, follow-on seasons, but some of the newer stuff are not I can't say that they're brand new because some of them are the manga's been around for years, but some of them that caught my eye, one of the ones, and this one's really out, is the Darwin incident.
Ooh.
While I was doing research, it just popped up on the list, and I was like, "Hey, it's interesting. Check it out." So, the art looks, great. It's a strange story. Basically, it centers around a humanzee, which is a mix between a chimpanzee and a human, through genetic experimentation, biological experimentation, and this individual gets liberated by like animal rights activists from a lab, and then or from an animal hospital, and gets raised by this human family as like theirs, this couple, and it's kind of follows him as he's now going off into school and interacting with other humans, but he's half and half, so he's physically capable like a chimpanzee, so stronger, faster, more agile, and he has some appearances that, or some of his appearance you could tell is more primate looking, and then but he has the mentality of like a human, or an intellect wise. So it's interesting, and it's more, it's not, I guess it would be hard to fall into an exact genre because it's not horror, it's not fantasy, it's sci-fi, but it's more of how that would have evolved, and how his life would be in society, and his interactions with humans, and his interactions, I'm sure, as far as that goes, is going to be now judged as his interactions as animal to human, which it just raises some interesting questions. Of course, it's more on the psychological end, it's more on the philosophical end, it's thinking, it's not like a huge conflict kind of or series, but just the ideas behind it caught my attention because, like we said, there's a lot of stuff coming back that we're already familiar with. And as Jackie and we were talking before, Willie, you mentioned, and Jackie had said it, that we see other themes recurring that we've already noticed before. I kind of picked this one because it was so out of left field as far as, wow, it kind of reminded me of Planet of the Apes, the remake one with
James
Caesar
Franco.
and being raised by James Franco's character, and how through experimentation he's smarter. It's kind of like along the same lines as that in the beginning of that first movie is how the feel of it is. So I was like, that'd be interesting to see. Of course, as with anime, they can always go further than you can with a lot of live action. So you get to see a lot of the more interaction levels on a different, human and the main character's interaction on a level that you can't really see in a live action movie. So just the idea behind it was interesting. It was being completed by Studio Bellnox Films. I'm not sure how familiar you are. I'm not very familiar with them. I've heard of them, but I haven't seen much in their catalog. It's licensed through Amazon Prime. So Amazon Prime, of course, we discussed this before. They're trying to get on board with Netflix and Crunchyroll and everyone catch up with the anime game, because they're probably one of the ones that are farthest behind. They have anime, but it's very
Yeah, it says it's a new Japanese animation studio that is launched by Kadokawa, which is a larger known.
yeah. So it's
studio.
a subsidiary of the bigger
Yeah.
one that we all kind of know. So
Yeah, and the biggest thing to take from it is like they're usually known for like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
and it just seemed interesting. And I haven't been able to check it out, but I have watched the trailer and I have read descriptions of it and kind of the information as far as where the story come from. So that much was interesting to me. But I kind of wanted to put that out there to see people who might be looking for something a little different, a little outside of the normal genres that we follow, like the isekais and stuff. This seems something you couldn't call it slice of life, although it's going to center around pretty much everything that's modern life now, but it's just the character and how he interacts with it is just something so different. So Charlie, the Humanzi, the main character, seeing how the world would be through his eyes, I guess, and his interactions. It's interesting to me.
Yeah, and I saw that too. There was a YouTube reviewer talking about it, and I don't know, like I said, I haven't seen it yet, but one of the twists he kind of alluded to it is the actual I guess the animal rights terrorist group that rescued his mom prior to her giving birth to him. They're trying to locate him down to make him kind of like the front person or the poster. I don't say mascot, but like, hey, this is our guy. He's on board with how we're doing things, and like this group is so, I don't want to say out of left field. Like they are positioning animals to be higher than humans. Like they're so about animal rights that they're putting them above humans. And Charlie's just in this weird spot where he's just, trying to exist or trying to make sense of everything, strictly vegan. He doesn't eat any meat or anything, and making human friends, trying to explain it. One of those we talked about these shows, like the little palate cleanser from like your heavy shonen and isekai, like just turn it on, sit down. It's not several arcs or anything crazy like that. I haven't read the manga. I don't know if there are story arcs for this character, but it's definitely on my to watch list, just to kind of understand and see what the creator was trying to get across. But I thought it was also cool that this actually takes place in the States. So it's taking place, like, I think he lives in Missouri, the Midwest. So instead of it happening in Japan or anything like that.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's rare that they do settings, in the States, but yeah, that was cool. And I also like the fact that it's like that coming of age story that we're all familiar with, like a young man entering high school. But in this, it's so different because he does have that group pursuing him to be like like a figurehead, but more like just icon of their movement. But he's also, he's going through all those experiences of a 15-year-old,
Yeah.
He wants friends, he wants relationships, he wants to see who he is, but these struggles because you got those groups pushing like, the animal side of him, but he has to fit into society as human society because he lives with humans. So it's just interesting. I thought that was a real cool, different path to take to check it out,
Yeah. Marcus, or sorry, I'm just throwing this man's whole name. Hey, our homie Kapachi's out here. He did say recurring anime he thinks lesser known is MF Go Season 3, great racing show. It's kind of the spiritual successor to Initial D, the old school racing anime.
Initial D is amazing. So
yeah. So same CG thing when it comes to the cars, just the cars are more modern. Animation obviously has gotten better over the time. So it's one of those that I was wanting to check out. Not as high on my list, but it's one of those I'm aware of. Initial D. I know there's a a dedicated fan base to Initial D.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're super stoked to see MF Ghost season 3, or as I like to
There's
call
not
it.
there's not a lot of racing animes out there anymore.
There's
I feel like
there's some, but it's not like car
Yeah.
centric. You know,
Yeah.
it's like some weird fantasy where like
Yeah, the vehicles aren't the focus.
yeah.
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 But
Girls
this one, it's definitely very
It's like when
real.
it's like when the Fast series stopped caring
Yeah.
about the cars, and then everyone like The Rock and everyone just started having superpowers out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute. I thought you guys were stealing DVD players out of semi truck. What happened? Now you're in space.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like Willie said, there's a lot of other race kind of stuff, but it's like not focused anything on any kind of real vehicles or
Yeah.
this. Initial D was very focused on actual, technical side and vehicles and cars, and that's I think why fans loved it so much, especially fans of street racing or drifting or import racers. They probably were like, hey, finally a show that has actual vehicles in it that are real.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. For me, one that caught my eye, and it's not your typical the one that I would be leaning towards. It's more of a fantasy, and it's called Champion Witch. And this one, it caught my eye based on the premise. So the main the protagonist Luna is a black witch, right? And in this world, the world is run by white witches, or good witches, I guess you would say, witches that are for healing magic and all of that stuff, not just white skinned witches. It's not it's not the South in the 50s, you know. So
yeah.
So the thing with Luna is, unfortunately, I don't want to say it's a curse or anything she was born with, but for whatever reason, every time she walks, she leaves a trail of poisonous mushrooms, right? And people are just like, she's cursed, all of this other stuff. And it's to the point, like, if someone was to like skin to skin contact with her, like, they would get very ill and possibly die. So it's almost she's rogue, like from X-Men type stuff. Like, she can't embrace, she can't do all of that stuff. She walks into the village, people are shunning her, ill, but the things that she can create from her poisonous mushrooms is like medicine and things that the village needs. So when she comes and sells the medicine that she makes from her mushrooms, everybody's like, yay, this is all that stuff, right? Like, we love it. It's great, but they don't like her, so it's this weird, she just goes through the motions and all of these things. But the crazy part, the part that I like about it is you start seeing and I'm excited to see how it goes. There's 2 episodes out now, but obviously she's still human, right? She's a witch, she has these issues, she's a human, she wants the touch of another human, she wants that interaction, she wants friends, she wants all of the things that she sees everybody else has. So her trying to navigate through all of these things that humans normally want that she cannot have is very, very interesting and stuff like that. So it's just the optics of being a black witch, poisonous mushrooms. Like, her as a person, kind, generous, doesn't go out of her way to try to harm anybody, do anything wrong. It's just, this is just her, what she has to deal with every day, right? But then they introduce kind of another character who may or may not end up being a love interest or something like that. They start out, he's the first person, I guess, to show her some kind of like kindness. So we'll see how that goes. But again, just the premise of it, I love watching things where you start seeing any kind of show where like someone like breaks the trend of just discriminating against somebody, looks at somebody but for who they are on the inside, move forward. Because I'm a sucker like that. I'm just like, man, I wish more and more people could just be like this guy and be like, hey, you look like you need a friend, you don't need to be alone. Like, I just love shit like that. I'm a sucker for warm-hearted, good nature,
humanitarian kind of gives you back that humane feeling in the world, hopefully.
A warm fuzzy feeling.
Yeah.
So Typhoon Graphics is the studio that is running this one, and I'm looking through and looking at what they have done, and nothing is screaming out to me like, oh yeah, they did that one, you know. So
Yeah.
it's maybe this might be the one that puts them on the map for me. Maybe it's one of these other projects somebody's aware of and be like, hey, you know.
It sounds
Oh,
familiar, but yeah,
oh,
I
they
can't
did.
place the series I've
Sorry, the
watched.
one anime that I watched that they did is why Rayliana was at the Duke's mansion. So that was a webtoon that then moved into an anime, and it's good. I liked it. It's like that typical you die, you go into another body, or like you go back in time to now you know what happened to you to try and like redirect
Oh, okay.
like whatever's happening. There's a lot of those, especially in webtoons. They do a lot of that type of genre, and then they're making them into animes. And I
Nice.
watch those a lot because I like them. Because they do, even though it's the same thing, they'll do different character personality types, and there's always something a little bit different with it. So you just see it in a different way.
Mhm.
But the animation style is pretty good. So I like it
Nice.
a lot.
All right. What other shows are you looking forward to, Jackie?
Sorry, let me get to my list. So one of the ones that you know what, I'll just kick it off with this one. So, we'll talk about Sentence to Be a Hero.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
so we watched it last night. So for anyone that wants to watch it, it's the first episode is about 40, I think also about 48 minutes.
Mhm.
But basically the whole entire premise is that heroes in this world are actually not a good thing. No one actually wants a hero to come save them. They want the government or the holy knights to come save them. Those are your actual like good people or heroes. How you become a hero though is not a typical like I worked my ass off and now I am out there saving people. Usually it's someone that had committed a crime that was egregious enough to be sentenced to be a hero. And what that means is that you are immortal because they're just going to keep bringing you back to life, and they can put you in whatever body they want. If they don't want to go retrieve your body, they're not going to. And the process of coming back to life into that body is supposedly pretty brutal. So it's not fun to be a hero for any of these people. And from what I'm understanding is they get orders from someone else to basically go do certain things and they have to do it. And if they don't do it, then they will die and have to go through that. And then the more and more times that they come back to life, they will lose a sense of themselves.
Mhm.
So, um, with this, the primary lead, the guy's name is Xylo Forbarts. You kind of go through like his kind of grungy personality, kind of not. He's got some kindness in there. You can see it, but he's gone through some shit, and I won't spoil it so people can actually watch like the first episode to why he's the
Mhm.
way he is. But the art style, I will tell you right now, the art style's sick.
Studio I went ape shit for
Yeah.
animation for this.
Yeah, as soon as like it started and I saw like all the which is also what's also cool is the show takes a new take on fairies. So when they were talking about fairies, I was thinking that there was some fae like colony type thing, but that no, it's like these weirdly morphed anything that's in the forest gets morphed into these like the Last of Us type zombie looking things, but just really colorful. Um and they're strong as hell and they're really hard to beat. Um, but the art style is insane. And if anyone doesn't know like what anime Studio Kai has done, I think they've done what's that skeleton one? Sorry, I'm trying to
Overlord.
yes. Um they've also done Seven Seeds, which I've always seen that people are like super into.
Yeah.
Shikoku Sensei Nube, which I've talked about before. That's the it's on YouTube only. Um, let's see what else. I don't see anything like huge other than that, but yeah, I love when like because like free runs like this where it's drawn And then they might, like, when the big action scenes come in, they might do a little bit more, but it's just so beautifully, like, sketched and displayed on TV that, that's immediately what caught my eye. There are some things that, I do have to say about it that aren't positive.
Okay.
The only thing that I, wasn't sure about is I can see there's huge world building that can come out of this. And especially like we talked about this before, Gachi Akuta. I love when there's like a hierarchy that's probably corrupt. You don't know what's going on up there and kind of things that are happening down below. And these people are going to probably have to crawl their way up. Like that's always fun to play
Yeah.
with. And you have a lot to do no matter how many times you rinse, wash, and repeat that.
Mhm.
Um, something that I didn't like, it's sometimes the background music, I was noticing it and it wasn't like matching the thing that was happening. And so
Yeah.
that was throwing me off sometimes. And then I actually didn't know if I liked the not the relationship, but there's like a goddess in it and how her interaction with him, like I don't know, is a little weird to me, and I wasn't sure how I felt about it yet. So those are things that I'm looking at where I'm like interested to see like how is this gonna go with this like new uh with this route that they're doing with him and with that. So I don't know. But other than that, like I like the main character. I like the other characters that they have introduced as well. The art style is awesome. The fighting is really sick. A lot of gore, which is always fun. Some other things that I have on here because this has been supposedly like a widely anticipated anime to come out this year from everyone. Yeah, dark fantasy action.
Yeah,
It has
it's
manga and a light novel. The light novel has 8 volumes. The manga doesn't have that much still. There's only 2 volumes as of April 2024.
Mhm.
So, it's still going.
still in development, a lot of it.
Yeah. Um, the only, like, opening that it has is, by this band called Spire, which is known for making openings for Naruto Shippuden and, Haikyuu. So and regularly, like, it's been in the top 3. So right now for this week or last week, sorry, it was in the 2nd spot for the episode, um, right behind Jujutsu Kaisen. So, I mean, I'm excited for it. It was fun. It was cool.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see, like, where it goes. I kinda had the same feeling that I did with Gachi Akuta when I watched the 1st episode where I was like, "This is cool. I wonder where they're going with this." And then as I continued to watch Gachi Akuta, I was like, "Oh, hell yeah, this anime is sick."
Yeah.
So, I think
For
it's
real.
probably gonna be the same thing. But I
Yeah,
loved it, and I would
agree,
love to
though,
hear.
you're right,
I'm
it
assuming you
leaves
guys have read and watched, so I would love to hear your guys's.
Oh, no, I haven't started yet, but, I mean, it's on there because it's something that I was looking forward to, in November, watching all this hype build. So, but no, I think you're right, like, all the outlying stuff about the world building leaves so many avenues for the directions to go. So like got just obviously you can explore, like you said, the hierarchy of people above who send people below. There's so many directions, so it leaves a lot to be explored, and I think that that's why that's going to draw people in because you want answers or you want to know more, and that brings more to the table than just straight up, like if it was just a simplified story or set in something that we're already familiar with, because
Right.
it has so much world building, like Freyrin and stuff. You have other avenues that people are like, oh, I'd like to know more about that. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm still waiting. I'm interested. I've been watching all these little trailers and stuff, but trying to do my research and not like just start going off and watching the shows that
Yeah.
I'm researching. Like, oh, I'll just watch this and lose track of time. So, but
Yeah,
cool pick.
I saw this one in the theater. For those that don't know, like every
Oh,
third
yeah, that's right.
every third Monday, Crunchyroll, put something up in AMC. I think this Monday coming up, it's like a Zombieland or it's a original. I don't say original, but it's a movie based on an anime that's out there. So it's Zombieland. But every third Monday, Crunchyroll will put something in the theaters, and every third month, I guess fourth month, because this was back in December when I saw this.
Mm,
They will do previews of upcoming anime, and Sentence to Be a Hero was the first one that they showed. And watching this in the theater, I was like, Lord Jesus. Like, my concern is, and this happened while I was watching it. I'm like, I don't know, because they combined the first 2 episodes into that one episode, that like 50-minute long episode. I don't know if that was their goal, and they're like, we're gonna fucking go balls to the wall for animation for this, and then it may trail off, because I don't know if they can. I mean, if they want to pull this thing out and keep that level of animation up, more power to you. I think it would be in the running for anime of the year coming up next year, but a part of me feels like they'll trail off on that, and maybe that'll be good if they focus more on, like, for those episodes where it's like more story driven and world building, and then when they get to the fighting, it'll
Ramp
be
it back up. Yeah.
ramp it back up. But to your point, Jackie, again, the disgraced hero that's been betrayed or misunderstood, for that to be the pro tag, and to just be like, all right, I'm down with this, because it's almost that movie Law Abiding Citizen, right? That had Gerard Butler and Jamie Foxx, where Gerard Butler was doing some off the wall stuff, but you were rocking with him because it's just like, nah, he deserves his justice. Like, y'all did this man dirty. It just, it's the same thing with this one when you look at the pro tag. And I will say it's a great world where you kind of have magic, but then you also have like technology weaved into it. Some of the weapons that you're seeing, the weird line between the Holy Knights and the heroes, where the Holy Knights are the ones that are supposed to be fighting off the fairies and stuff like that, and then the heroes come to bail them out, but then White Knights are just disgusted when they have to be saved by heroes because they're criminals and the scum of the earth. It's a crazy setup, and again, I'm all for it. Animation for that first episode, off the wall. I know episode's 2 out. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't heard anybody.
I started watching episode 2, and the animation style was pretty much the same.
Okay. So
yeah, I didn't finish it because I fell asleep. I was really tired.
No worries. Fingers crossed that it stays rocking like this.
Yeah, we don't need another PowerPoint, man.
No. Not at all. Not at all. So yeah, Sentence to Be a Hero is obviously
that dynamic, like you mentioned, Willie, the dynamic between the White Knights and the heroes kind of reminds me of like Hell's Paradise between the government or the government swords that serve the emperor, and then the different murderers or killers they pick to go with them, because it's that strange thing. Like they think they're scum, but they appreciate their skill, like their power. They know they're dangerous. So it's like that borderline, but they see the utility of these guys. Like, hey, these guys got some skills that we don't have, but at the same time, they're like, we're ready to kill them whenever, because we hate them. So it's like, it's a strange, like relationship going on there.
I think what ramps this one up is the White Knights. Some of them, they do know Xylo, because he used to be a Holy Knight. But then, to not spoil anything, he took some actions that the church seemed to think was unforgivable, and that's what it initially had him sentenced to be a hero moving forward. So like when he shows up, they're just like, you know, and he's like, and you could tell he's bitter, like he doesn't want to do it, but he's just like, I gotta say, like he doesn't want to see people die. So he's like, I'll save you, but it's this weird, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, hey, y'all should run. He shows up, hey, there's some shit coming. Y'all should run. What? We're not gonna listen to you. We're the Holy Knights.
We're gonna die. We want to die. It's like,
and
we're gonna do what we can to die today. Like,
and then he's like, fine, I'll stay and do some amazing stuff to save you guys. It's like that's how he feels.
I guess I'll tap into my power.
If you guys just run, I wouldn't have to do all of this stuff. But it's amazing. Like I said, first episode. Hopefully it keeps going. I really don't want it to run out of steam. So I agree, Jackie. Great pick.
Yeah.
What do you have up next, EJ?
I'm trying to get to my other screen here. Don't know what's. Oh, there it is. Okay. finally got the second screen working, but then I lose my cursor every time. The cursor just disappears. So, okay. So my second one that caught my eye is the case book of Arn. It's a supernatural, like gothic investigator kind of situation. The main character being a vampire who investigates kind of these crimes that are too big for the regular authorities to deal with. It's based in a city where the called Rugenberg, where humans and the supernatural beings coexist, but then crimes or events take place, incidents happen where, of course, you're going to have run-ins between the two, or run-ins between just supernatural beings that end up being, need someone to look into. And that's where the main character comes in and uses his skills and his knowledge of the supernatural to, help solve these cases or solve these problems. So the main character looks very young. Arn looks like a teenager maybe. But he's a vampire, so he's much older. He has a lot more experience. He has a lot more knowledge than what he appears. It seems interesting to me mainly because it was created as a game by someone, an RPG creator. So it was a horror mystery adventure game. And then they created a manga off of that game in 2018. And then that manga grew so popular, they decided, hey, why don't we make it a series? So the fact that someone put together a used software from an old RPG maker to create this original story was what caught my initially. I was like, wow, really? Usually someone puts together something on their own, you don't see it explode like this, but apparently that mod of the game, or that creation of the game, had a lot of steam. A lot of people followed it. So then the manga was created, and it's picked up by it's being completed by Studio Silverlink.
Mhm.
And it's licensed by Crunchyroll. So we're gonna see it on there. It started its run on the 7th, and it's got 12 episodes this season. It looks interesting. I would say the art is pretty familiar. I would say it's about average, but it's once again exploring into that genre, like Jackie had mentioned, getting to see stuff that's a little more dark, or I wouldn't say all paranormal, but along the lines where it's giving you just a different aesthetic than what we're normally used to seeing. I mean, outside of fantasy and stuff, this is more of goes along the lines, like I've kind of been on this direction since Lord of Mysteries came out, kind of looking for these ones that are a little bit still fantastical in the sense of powers and characters and the world that it's built on, but set with just a little bit different. Like you mentioned something about the mix of technology and their weaponry and stuff.
Yeah.
And this is the neat thing, is the mix of magic and the supernatural in with what we're all familiar with. So it looks interesting. I'm hoping that it stays with the same flow that it's got going. Just so they don't try to ramp it up to match the action side, or make it too dismal and boring to where you're just like, I'm not even gonna watch this. So I hope they keep that good balance, because that can happen too. Like one thing that comes to mind is if they try to go too story without enough, I don't know, draw to it, then you end up with a series like I don't want to throw throw any spears and get battles started here, conflicts, but there's a series, Monster, that's on Netflix. That's an older anime that is centered around trying to find the serial killer, and it's a cool concept, but some of the episodes just start to drag out because the lack of the art is just kind of average, kind of like this. That's what I'm saying. I've drawn the comparison. The art is average, but the pacing is just too slow at times. And even though the story is intriguing, the slow pacing and the lack of that brilliance from the art, or the grip of really great drama from the actors,
Right.
without that, the series kind of just drags on, and then you're just like, man, I really want to know, but I'm just kind of bored of watching. So
It's
I
almost
hope it
like
doesn't go that way.
want to just read the manga or the book
Exactly.
because in your mind
Yeah.
you can your imagination can create something
Better
way
than what
Yeah.
being presented on the screen.
exactly. Yeah. So, but like I said, it's an interesting idea to see that you're basically going to look at all these cases that this supernatural detective, this vampire, looked into. So it's kind of cool. So what is your next one, Willie? What else caught your eye?
Trying to look at the new ones that are well. There's
Yeah, I was trying to focus on new and not we can
no,
talk
yeah.
about the like reoccurring ones later.
so I'll mention some of the reoccurring ones. Only because we haven't really talked about. So the one I wanted to talk about was My Hero Academia Vigilantes, right? So, being how the mainline anime and manga finished their run, the anime more recently than the manga, everybody's all hyped about it. We're anticipating it's going to win some awards come this anime season. But while the final season was going on, I think a little bit before or a couple episodes into it, My Hero Academia Vigilantes finished their first season. And while it's not as, I guess, popular as the main line of the story, it does have some very I guess interesting things with it. Now, it's one of those anime that's a spin-off. However, as of now, you don't need to have watched the main My Hero to understand what's going on here. They do a good job of like, hey, this is a world where people are born with quirks. Some quirks are better than others, almost like X-Men. Like you're either
Yeah.
like a mutant or you're living in the sewer with the warlocks.
You're a Morlock where you're ugly and you
or you just have like the innate like Domino, like there's no physical thing or anything. She's just lucky and it's just her thing, right? So it's almost like that in this one. But I would have keen this one or attuned this one to more of how the Defenders on Netflix, where you had Luke Cage, Iron Fist, kind of the street level heroes, to like Avengers and stuff. So My Hero Academia, that's all Avengers stuff. Like they're up there fighting,
Avengers love, yeah.
all for one and everything. And these guys are down here stopping petty crimes, like shoplifting, things like that. So the pro tag, his hero name is the Crawler. He is a big fan of All Might as well, not as much as Deku, but he'll throw on the little All Might, hoodie, his little mask, and he's out there. He's out there with his team of friends, a small little growing. I think it's a trio right now. I think it's like Pop Girl, and then the old dude who's just like angry Batman out here, just with his knuckles. Like his powers is like he's just gonna punch people with these brass knuckles and like really hard. So he's trying to learn from him because he's been out here doing the vigilante thing longer. The kid is out here trying to figure out how to use his powers. It's like when you first see it, it's kind of lame, but at the end of it, you start seeing like small glimpses as to where this is going. I do like they'll throw in every now and then some of the members from Class A from My Hero.
Nice.
Engine. You kind of see the origin of Stain, the hero killer from My Hero Academia. So it's a nice little, now that My Hero Academia is done, kind of a little, if you still want more of your superhero type anime, now that One Punch Man is doing what it's doing, you can turn and go to a vigilante. So it's
just read the
pretty
manga
good.
for One
I
Punch
don't
Man.
think it is. Let me see who the studio is for this one. I don't think it's Studio Bones anymore. If I could spell it.
Oh, it is Bones.
Is it Bones?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Bones Films. All right. So I don't know if they got a new set of animators on it, but it looks
different.
And I don't know if it's just so much because the final season they're just like, let's put out our A game on and all of the final action sequences and stuff, and then now you're kind of street level, so you don't have the big giant explosions and all that stuff. Maybe that's what threw me off, but I do recommend checking it out. First season is kind of long; it's like 22 episodes or so. Second season is just now starting, so it's just one that if you want to check it out, you can. But one that I will say I'm excited for only to see the ending is the return of Fire Force. This is the
Yeah.
final part of the final season. The reason I'm upset and kind of worried is because from where part 1 left off in the manga, there's 80 chapters left, and they're trying to do this in 12 episodes. So I'm like,
Mm.
uh-oh. Like
That's gonna be.
Oh no.
like uh-oh.
Are they for sure they're not gonna?
No, this is they're
Oh
doing it.
man, that's gonna
What
be
do they
tough.
call it? Like in cores or core, whatever they
Yeah,
call it.
yeah. Core, COUR.
So season 3 is supposed to be the final season, and they did it in 2 parts. So part 1 finished up, I think, in April or whatever last year, or I don't even know anymore. And like we've talked about it on the show. I know Kenpachi was kind of just like, man, the fan service and all. And yeah, there's fan service that gets brought in, but you know, I'm just trying to watch it through. The first season and the second season were great. Now I'm just like, I just want to see how they try to end it. But now finding out like, oh, you're only doing 12 episodes, bro, there's like 80 chapters left. How are you trying to do this in 12 episodes? Things are going to get skipped, I'm sure. Unless they're coming out and saying each of these episodes are like an hour or something like that. But still, you know, I don't know how you're going to do it. But I'm gonna watch it just so when it's all said and done, I can possibly give you, you know, whoever hasn't watched it, is this worth your time or not? So far, Vince, but we'll see what this last part does. But My Hero Vigilantes, thumbs up for me. Fire Force part 2 of final season, TBD.
It's a lot to cram into 12 episodes, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's
It's
like
usually what? Like
the thing that comes to my mind is Promised Neverland. There were so many more
oh
chapters
yeah.
in season 2, and they just tried to crush it all in like 14 or something seasons or episodes to where you skipped so much important shit just to wrap it up. I don't know if it was what the reason is for the studio to just try to rush through that story like that, but it's hard for me to understand why when season 1 was so like Jackie put me on to season 1. Like I was TDY. She was like, hey, you should watch Promised Neverland. I'm sitting in the hotel
It was
room
sick.
binging that shit. Like it's 3 a.m, and I'm just like, next
Yeah.
episode, next episode, next episode.
Yeah, it was very interesting when it first kicked off the series, you know.
Season 2 comes out. I'm like, ooh, I've been waiting for this shit ass. So hopefully that's not hopefully that's not
did it change studios? Did it change studios or anything with season 2?
No, I think
Promised Neverland.
it was Overworks.
So Promised Neverland's Cloverworks. I actually was just looking up if Fire Force and Promised Neverland were the same studio, if they were just doing the same fuck games. Excuse my
I
language,
think
sorry.
Fire Force is Bones.
But no, Fire Force is David Production. That's what it is.
They I know they had another anime.
What's the name?
David
Production.
David Production?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they do JoJo Bizarre Adventures.
Oh.
That's what they've been known for. They do Cells at Work too.
Cells at Work is good though.
Undead Unluck, you know, so they got somewhere you're just like, okay, you know, this is dope. This is dope. And then I don't know why they did that with Fire Force moving into
Well, in Fire Forces, those last 80 chapters, is there like sections that are kind of just filler that they feel like maybe aren't necessary to know?
Oh, because Fire Force is what leads into Soul Eater. Like this happens before Soul Eater happens. So like
they're in the same universe.
It's building up to Soul Eater. So you're just like,
so you gotta have the info.
It's gonna be good. And they're like, we're gonna finish this in 12 episodes. You're like,
damn,
we'll see.
Tough.
Hey, I'll let them cook. I'll give them a shot. You know, maybe they work a miracle. I don't know. What else you got, Jackie?
So I have an original one I'll talk about, but to go on to the continuation, for some of them, ones that I've already watched and I'm looking forward to is obviously Jujutsu Kaisen: The Culling Game. We just watched the first episode since it released in theaters, so now the new episode, where it was like basically like 15 minutes of explanations of like what to expect. Which at one point Steven was like, all right, this is too much. and I'm not gonna lie, a part of me was kind of like, it is a lot. But a part of me also was like, but I'm actually kind of grateful for it because I didn't understand what was going on the first 3 episodes when they put it in the theater. So I was happy they did it.
Right.
But at the same time, I was like, damn, you guys are taking a whole episode to like explain this. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like that whole area that they're doing the explanation turned into some like video game thing. And I was like, all right, whatever. What are we
Yeah.
doing, JJK?
Might
But
need a storyboard a little better before when you're going to
yeah,
release these things.
I don't know if that's how it is in the manga. If that's how it is, that was a weird thing to. Oh, okay, yeah, that was really weird. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, this is a weird way to do this, but whatever. But the freaking animation style, as always, is on point. Like the fights. Oh my god, dude. And then the opening was so sick. And there's like all these characters that they're about to freaking introduce. Like it's about to be insane. So I don't know, man. If depending how what JJK does, and I don't know if the part 2 is gonna come out this year too. I wouldn't be surprised if it's definitely way up there for anime of the year.
I'll tell you
Um,
this right now. Season 2 of JJK, like everything that happened in that season, that pushed JJK into, I don't know where to specifically rank it, but it's in top 10 anime
Yeah.
to me all time.
Yeah,
Just
it's
based
insane.
off that one season. I'm just like, holy hell, man. And one of my
Yeah.
coworkers comes in and we're talking anime. He's like, season 3 of JJK. I'm just like, man, I saw it in theaters. He's like, is the animation? I don't know, because map is sometimes up and down. I'm just like, bro, like at this point, studios have to understand what's their moneymaker. For Mappa,
Yeah.
it's JJK. Like they looked over at Demon Slayer, they saw
It was Attack on Titan, now it's JJK.
Yeah, they saw what that did, and they're just like, this needs to be our flagship. We can't drop the animation of this project. Like,
Yeah.
by all means, Mappa cannot afford to do that with
Yeah.
JJK. Like they had some other shows going on too, like we said, Zenshu, all of that stuff. Like that's well done as well. But
Yeah.
when leaks start to happen on the boat, wherever it is, like what you can't do is take away your your A staff from JJK.
Yeah.
You cannot do that.
No. Speaking of Mappa again, Hell's Paradise.
Woo!
Just watched the first episode of
That's what
that.
I've been. Yeah, that's on mine.
Holy shit. Already. I'm like, I'm so happy this is back. Steve and I did a quick like 10-minute this is what happened YouTube video from someone. So shout out to that creator. I forget her name and I feel really bad, but she went through like really everything and I was like, oh yeah, okay. Cause I don't have time sometimes to go back and rewatch all of these. I
Yeah.
don't. So but yeah, just going right into it, I'm like, this is gonna be it was like it didn't get right to the point, but it wasn't like super slow either. It's just like great. So Freeran watched the first episode last night, gave me all my feel goods again. It was really nice. And then what else? I wrote it down. Sorry. You talked about Fire Force. Other ones that are coming back that I don't watch yet, like Steven and I keep like forgetting to go back to it, is Oshinoko season 3. That's like highly anticipated right now for it to be out. And I think that was it. Big time. There's a JoJo one coming out in March. I
Yep.
saw for
Yeah.
JoJo fans out there. I'm like really late to the JoJo game.
It's Netflix
And
too.
Yeah, Netflix
Yeah.
only release. It's a what is it called?
Steel Run.
Yes,
yeah,
yeah, Steel Ball Run or
something.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steel Ball Run. And it's supposed to
Yeah.
be able for like new people to just jump in. It's not tied to
Yeah,
the
they say
previous adventures
it's
and
not
stuff.
like.
Oh,
directly connected.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's gonna be sick because maybe I'll watch that then. One thing I think that's weird that they're doing, which is kind of pissed me off. I saw Oshinoko was on Crunchyroll, and I was like, "Oh, sick! So much easier for Steve and I to watch this now." No, season 3 only. But
Yep.
Oshinoko did get put on Disney Plus, so you can watch it on there.
That's so weird right now. Ever since the whole announcement of HBO, Netflix, and then the Disney's gonna just cut Hulu. If you haven't watched, slowly Disney Plus is starting to. You see all the same stuff that's on Hulu.
Mhm.
Apparently, they're not even gonna announce it. Hulu's just gonna disappear. It's like,
Oh my gosh.
and then I don't even understand fully what's going on because Hulu had a lot of Warner Brothers, had a lot of so that can't go to Disney if HBO is going to
Well, it's
Netflix because
this.
HBO and Warner Brothers I thought were one. So
So a
there's
Mm.
lot
gonna
of
be
the
a lot of
stuff,
change up when it comes to streaming coming soon. So
a lot of
I
the
don't know.
stuff that Hulu was doing was a lot of like Fox stuff. So like some will be
Yeah.
on Fox FXX or whatever that network was, and it'll come next day on Hulu. But now that Disney and Fox are like one and the same at this point, like the merger is going to happen sooner or later. My only problem is with when it comes to Disney Plus, their subtitles are so ass, man.
Yes.
So ass. So it's almost
Absolutely.
like if there's not an English dub, like I don't want to watch it on Disney Plus. Like
Yeah.
No,
I just can't. Like I
I don't
tried.
like
bad.
Disney's
It doesn't
Disney's whole
catch up.
user interface is just not as user friendly. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to search for things on Disney's interface, and you're just like, it shows everything. It's just narrowing things down is just really, it's done terrible. It's like, so I'm not looking forward to that merger, but
Yeah.
got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
But yeah,
One, I didn't want to touch on it too much, but one that we actually talked about back in the Halloween time when we were talking about horror anime, I talked about one called Kaya-chan Isn't Scary. So that one actually just dropped now for this season. Watch the first episode. It's like a slice of life horror. It's really cute. So recommend people to check that one out. But the one I really wanted to talk about is called sorry, let me grab it. Journal with Witch. So I told you guys I was getting really excited because they're coming out with like lots of witch type animes, and it just depends. It's fluctuating of like if it's good or not. But this one, it's basically about this guy's name is Makio Kodai, is a 35-year-old novelist who dislikes social contact, like will not talk to anybody. And then there's this 15-year-old who is Makio's old niece that was left orphaned after her parents died in a car accident. Now Makio apparently had a strained relationship with his 15-year-old niece's mother. But she ends up taking Asa in out of frustration with how the rest of the extended family apparently was treating her. And they were basically treating her as a burden. So now these two soon begin living together, and they clash a lot. Their personalities don't really mesh. But they start to adjust to their new life as Asa, the 15-year-old, starts working through her grief. And then Makio is basically trying to socialize for the first time in years. And then at Makio's suggestion, Asa keeps a journal about her daily life and feelings, which is Journal with Witch. Already, like the reception of this like anime, people have been saying that it's a drama, first of all, for the genre, but people are saying that like they can't even put into words how the show makes them feel. It's so surreal, but it's so real. Like a lot of people who have like been through that loss and grief like feel really connected to the show and like what they're going through, and it's just like this emotional journey and just two people trying to figure out how to handle like changes in life with loss essentially. And people said like the animation style, the music, everything is so perfect, and they really really love this. So like when I read all of this, I was like, I'm so putting this on my radar. It's different, it's a drama. Now we're like not doing the typical shonen type
Mhm.
or even shoujo type animes. This is more of like a life journey and adults kind of with a younger type mindset, like navigating through life. And everyone just thinks it's so amazing. And the manga has been nominated for so many awards, and it's also won a lot of awards. One of the things is it topped the 2023 Book of the Year list by Da Vinci Magazine. So
Oh wow.
it's just it's like a really good story. So I am out of all of the ones that I have watched first episodes for. I haven't watched the first episode for this one yet, but of all the ones I gave a chance to first with there's like some isekais and fantasy adventure ones. Like when I read about this one, I was like, okay, this is one that I think needs to be like on people's watch list.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It definitely, I think, goes more towards girls, so I think it's a shoujo type, but it was like on the list of best manga of 2019 for female readers. It ranked like always in the top 10 all the time for like any of the nominated things that it was put up for. So yeah, very for critical reception, apparently the first episode received overwhelmingly positive reviews from the Anime News Network. They gave it a perfect or near perfect score. Claimed the show as anime of the season and called it so beautiful, so stunningly made in every dimension that words fail me, which is what a crazy review to write. So
Yeah,
I can't wait
that's cool.
to watch this.
Well, I think you guys covered all the continuation ones that I was interested in anyway. Hell's Paradise, Fair, and Fire
Yeah.
Force. But as far as some newer titles, I got
Mhm.
two that I'd like to go over real quick, which are not the standard for me anyway. But I found it to be interesting that the premise seems to be catching some traction. Dark Moon, the Blood Altar is
Ooh.
originally a webtoon. It's about a school for vampires and werewolves, but this certain series or story centers around a female, Susha, who has innate abilities, but she's neither a werewolf or a vampire. But she ends up going to this academy or this school where they kind of teach and hone the skills and qualities and culture of these two different supernatural beings because she has similar abilities, and it's the relationships in between. It's so far from what I understand, it's not this huge, conflict, but it's more of a social level conflict between, of course, the vampires, werewolves, any kind of other creatures, plus the fact that she has these abilities, and she's not one of them. Plus, they're drawn to her for some strange reason, um, like an innate charisma that just
The
has them
reverse
wanting to be
harem.
around her, wanting to know her more, wanting not in the sense that they want to feed her on her or kill her, but more of like a just being her presence kind of thing. So it's interesting. It's apparently was a very, very popular webtoon.
Yeah.
It got picked up for animation. So I wasn't it's Media Link. It is, and it's licensed by Crunchyroll. So far I don't know a whole lot. I only have one episode that's been out, and that's January 10th it came out. So but it does have beautiful art. And the story seems to be more interaction and drama focused, but I don't know, because you're dealing with a lot of supernatural things. It could go in a direction that we're looking at, more conflict or action, but right now it's a lot of building, which is good. The more building you get now, later on it'll make more sense, or at least you'll dive into it because you'll be like, hey, I've actually grown to like these characters or something. And the second one of these two that I was looking at is The Holy Grail of Eris, which is
Yeah.
pretty much a drama. I mean, as far as I understand it, but the idea is very interesting. And I kind of went to this because my beautiful wife Jennifer loves Bridgerton and anything that's
Aristocrats.
Historical.
kind of high society kind of situations, but it's got to be a period piece. She likes some period pieces, which this falls right into that. So I kind of keep track of those to see what she might like to watch. And this is interesting because Constance is the main character. She's called Connie, but Constance, I got to look up her last name real quick. Grail. She is the daughter of a viscount. Okay, so she's in a noble court. She's very average person, but gets caught up in this kind of controversy where she's a conflict that's basically put her under the spotlight to be investigated and executed. Okay, when this happens, where she's being set up for this, the ghost of this castle or this high society location, and the ghost's name is Scarlet Castiel, kind of possesses her but gets involved. They make this kind of pact, like, I'm going to help this girl so she won't get executed, try to figure out who set her up. And a lot of this is, the people view it as a notorious ghost, but the ghost is actually trying to get vengeance on those who did the ghost wrong back when it was alive. So it's a lot of high society kind of espionage and and entanglements and so forth. So I could see the draw there. The art is very beautiful. It's very it's being produced out of the which I found strange or new to me is the Square Enix Manga Up studio.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm used to the mainstays, so I've never really followed Square Enix as far as their manga stuff goes. So I was like, they have a Manga Up studio that I guess created this manga, and then the anime got picked up for an anime. So that's being done by, if I can get this to open. Hold on just a second.
Yeah, Square Enix also like Kingdom Hearts has like a whole
Manga
manga
and so
thing
forth.
too, so they do
I've
a
never
lot of
really
that.
followed it because if you're a
And
fan
Final
of the games and
Fantasy.
stuff, you kind of, I guess it would make sense if you wanted more from the game that you really love to go
Yeah.
back and read a manga that's based on it. So, trying to see if it's got the, yeah. Anyway, I wanted to put that on people's radars if they're looking for something a little different that might be along the lines like a time period piece, but it's more drama, but still has a lot of the social conflicts going on there. So it's a lot of underlying tension. It's not going to be outright conflict yet, so that may develop more. But those are two that were a little bit off the norm for me that I picked up. That I have one more, but I'll save that for if we go any further. But those were the ones I really wanted to cover because they're all brand new as far as coming to us. Of course, the continuations, we all have love for some of those coming out, and we've been waiting for them. But as far as this being our look ahead, our forecast, those are ones that I thought that might pick up some steam because they are outside of the norm, and maybe they're going to be those palate cleansers like Willie likes to mention that you might need in between all these continuation series where we're like, man, I just watched Freyrin season 2. I'm going to check out something different for a little bit because I just watched that. So hopefully one of these will fill that void. You got any more for us, Willie?
Yeah, I do real quick. Recurring. Oh, my mic's acting all stupid here. Recurring stuff. It's so each one of the Fate, I guess, series is like its own standalone thing. It's like not recurring or anything. So we have Fate Strange Fake, and this one's pretty cool. It's happening in the United States. And so the Holy Grail War is starting up. If you're unfamiliar with it, people will be called what is it? What's the name they give the people who actually make a pact with the fighters?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Age, whatever. Like several people will get called. They'll get a mark on their arm or on their wrist. They'll make pact with fighters, and at the end of the battle, the last person who's still around wins the Holy Grail, and then they make a wish and they get whatever they desire. So normally these would be handled by I think Ufotable actually brought this to light. Like they used to do the animation for them. The 3 movies, Heaven's Feel, like please, if you haven't seen those, check those out. Amazing animation. This series is being done by A1 Pictures, which is not a slouch either. They have an amazing catalog of anime. But you don't have to have seen the other Fates. There's still debates on what order the Fate stories happen in. You can just jump in and watch either one, and you'll be entertained. So check that one out. Since I'm aware that our stuff is watched by everybody. For those who watched Redo of Healer and are missing out on that kind of content. Apparently season 2 of what's it called, Chained Soldier, is out and about, and so if you're not getting your gooning done on Redo Healer anymore, check out Chained Soldier. There's
I looked that up because it was like up there for like the weekly rankings, and I was like, oh, what's this? And I started Googling it, and I was like,
never mind. I'm cool. We also have for my homeboy Steven, I know you're over there and you'll hear this later. Final season of Beastars, my guy. Wrap it up. Netflix, don't fuck it up. You haven't so far, Netflix. You've been doing good. So I'm looking forward to that as well. And my last touch, real quick, new anime coming up. Very off kilter for me, but I saw it in the that Crunchyroll preview. You and I are polar opposites.
Yes.
That is coming out. I love
I'm
it.
so glad you brought that
because
up.
The first we only got the preview the first episode, but the first episode was everything for me because it came right after Sentenced to Be a Hero. They're just like, here's another one coming out. You want to talk about change of fucking direction, bro?
Like, whoa, that's completely different.
I'm in the theater. I'm just like, oh, not one of these again. But you want to talk about bringing somebody in because what they did for this one is the will they, won't they? That all gets settled in the first episode, and then it just continues on as you see them go from him and her to us, and you see them navigate their relationship. Her being like the bubbly extrovert, and him being like the introvert. Can't really put his words into feelings like he wants to. She puts her words into feeling or puts her feelings into words, but sometimes is so excited she misspeaks. So you're just watching that dynamic. But I do like it because the friends are so supportive of their relationship. All of this thing, it's like it's almost like a 180 of most will they, won't they rom-com animes that I've seen where like the friends are like, oh, I can't believe you like him. How can you, they're just like, go get him, go tell him how you feel, get out there. And she's running and chases him down. And at the end where she finally admits how she feels, I'm just like, it just brings me back to like when I first started dating Apple or something where you're just like,
oh, that's so
no,
nice.
you want to mention it, but you don't want to like look too desperate. You don't, because fear of rejection and all of that stuff. You just take that chance and you find out it works, and then they move forward. So that please, I know rom-coms are not what's hot right now.
Oh, I
but
love
just
rom-coms.
give that one a try and let me know what you guys think. But that's all I got.
Nice.
You got any
Love
you want
that.
to wrap up with, Jackie?
Yeah, I do have one more, but I decided to try out this one called I'm trying to scroll down to it right now. It's Jack of All Trades, Party of None.
Ooh.
So I kept seeing a lot of people talking about it, and I was like, oh, okay, this looks cool. I'm gonna check this one out. And then I watched the first episode, and I was kind of unimpressed with it. This is the one that I was saying was like Sword Art Online mixed with Solo Leveling. It seems like the main character looks like your typical lazily drawn character. He's got like the dark hair that kind of
Yeah.
goes in his eyes, light blue eyes. And the whole premise is about how he's a part of the heroes party, and the heroes party kicks him out. You obviously can tell there's some shady shit going on in the background between like the dude that's in charge of the heroes party was like his best friend since they were children. They decided to create the heroes party together, and it just grew to them being the best party out there. And then they brought in more people. And then when he's getting kicked out, it's his childhood best friend that's kicking him out. And there's the two like freaking peanut gallery in the background that's like, yeah, you just, aren't that strong and we don't want you here, and just being snarky as hell. And you're like, okay. And so they tell him that he can't be in there. And so now he goes down to the dungeons to practice his power, and he wants to go back to being a swordsman because he had brought himself down to the level of an enchanter for that party because they needed an enchanter. But really he's a swordsman. And so now he goes into this dungeon, and he's like doing both, which is not normal. Like he's like enchanting himself to like upgrade himself while he's fighting some goblins and shit. And then the episode ends where like he gets asked if he can come help a different guild to like go do something. So it was okay. Steve and I watched it and we're like, all right, maybe we'll see.
They might have something that changes down the road,
Yeah, it's like I'm like, it just seems like it's gonna be pretty average. Just going off the first episode, like, and this is where I was saying, like, it seems like it's just being rinse, wash, repeat. kind of thing where they're trying to put some things together, but there's no real like the opening sequence made it seem like there might be a plot and some bad guy that's out there, but I don't really know.
Yeah.
The first episode didn't really give a lot to his power either, so I don't know if this dude's supposed to be really strong or if he's just supposed to be average. But then, like, one of the best enchanters ever, this girl said that she admires him as the enchanters. So I'm like, I don't know where they're trying to go with this, but I don't know. If anyone else has seen it and read it, maybe there's more to it. I don't know. But it just seemed pretty mid to me. A lot of people have been hyping it up in Reddit, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, just give a couple episodes. Same thing with Toganaki, right? Just let me
Yeah.
still, and then like when you know, like it's a point where you're just like,
Yeah, Toganaki I dropped.
yeah. I will say there's one that Kenpachi brought up, the dead accounts. That was another one that we saw in the theaters. And it's kind of what you said, Jackie, the same cookie cutter thing. You got the pro tag, standard dude. He has a headband with a little symbol. He almost looks like a revamped version. Like if you just took a picture of Asta.
Yeah, I was about to say, is it Asta?
And then just like revamped him into something different. Like he has the headband with the symbol on it and his hoodie with the little symbol on it.
Yeah.
It's like he's a YouTube troller. He just trolls and does stuff to get interaction because YouTube pays for views. So he just keeps doing stuff, gets the money. He's using the money to pay for his sister's medical care. Funny story. His sister's been dead for forever. The person who's been texting him on his phone, acting like his sister, was his sister's ghost, who live in dead account, who come in, who after they get a certain amount of attention and stuff from real world, they come into the real world as their monster selves. Dude wakes up, there's this dude, this super big ass hammer trying to break the phone. So it's almost like Bleach, right? You got these from another thing, Soul Reapers come in trying to get rid of this thing. The Soul Reaper dude gets hurt, and then the main character just powers up and has this thing, and the dude's just like, what, is he about to fight her with the blue fire? I haven't seen that since To Prophesize. And then the rest of it, and he's just like, yeah, this guy took her out and he had blue fire. What? Blue flame? That must mean we're gonna take him to our training thing. And then that's how it is. Okay, I've seen this. But like everything, we'll give it a couple episodes. We'll see, what happens. But instantly in the theater, I was just like, womp womp.
Womp womp. I've seen this before.
It's to be hero, and then you go to you and our polar opposites. I like the third one. I forgot what it was, and then they're like, "We're gonna wrap it up with dead accounts," and I was just like, but, that was just me. Opinions may vary across the board, but I will continue to watch it, see if it gets better. But just leading into it, I'm like, this is Bleach all over.
Yeah.
Bleach.
It's
with
Bleach
a
with
hammer.
cell phones and blue flame. That's
I'm like Blue Exorcist, like
it's like Bleach and Blue Exorcist had a baby. It was like
that's like it's funny because that's when like I make the joke when fan fiction meets gets animated. That's someone's fan fiction.
I can't believe he picked it up. One of those things.
Do we have time for me to throw one more out?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
So, all right, this goes back to everyone who was watching Toonami or watching anime back in like 1990.
Oh, are you talking to? Oh, yes. Oh, I can't.
Okay, so all the old anime heads, and I'm sure it seems like it's getting new anime lovers are checking this out too. Okay, Yoroi Shinden Samurai Troopers. Okay, it's the sequel to the original Samurai Troopers from 1988.
Ronin Warriors.
So, which was Ronin Warriors for everyone in the United States, and especially if you watched it on Toonami. If you watched it on Toonami, you're one of the, you're probably the people who were up at like 11, 12 o'clock at night in 1995 or something watching this. And you're like, this is a really cool idea. It's just really old art because it was made in the early 80s, only released to the United States later, almost in the 90s. So, but this new sequel series looks fantastic. So
Yeah.
it takes the ideas and everything we love from the original, because they're not changing up the world or the story. They're just adding, they're making it's a new generation of samurai troopers or Ronin warriors. And it's available on Crunchyroll. It looks fantastic. It's obviously upgraded a lot of the action and and power sequences, because the old school stuff was cool, but now we've got the, they've got the capabilities and the anime artists that can kick it out there and put it up in the level of stuff like Solo Leveling or Demon Slayer or JJK, where you're getting these intense combat. Because if you loved it from before, you loved the whole world and the idea and these Ronin warriors got gifts of these powerful armors. This just takes everything that you loved, sprinkles on the newness of the art, but brings it also to a darker level in the story, with new heroes taking the old role. So it's 38 years later. It's a continuation from the end, but it's definitely going in a darker direction, but with the same team building, same epic storyline, or not the same storyline, but story direction, epic story direction. I'm stoked for it. I was a fan of the, Ronin Warriors. I was a fan when it first came out. I still watch an occasional episode that I enjoyed from way back. Just I'll, put it on. So seeing that they've rebooted it was or not rebooted it, but continued it, but with rebooted art and, everything.
Yeah.
It looks great.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
For those of us that weren't alive,
Yes.
when it came out,
Samurai Warriors.
do we have to watch I was alive, but I was like,
you don't have
3.
to watch the original, because it will give you enough of a recap in the beginning to give you an idea of the world. I would suggest just getting, if you can even find a recap video on the original Ronin Warriors, to give you a familiarity before walking into the. But it's basically modern day world, where this one's set a little bit, like newer time, but ancient demonic spirits in the form of samurai from a time like cursed from an ancient time have come through to this time to merge their basically like the afterlife or their dead world to our world to take over.
Okay.
And in the original, these certain individuals were gifted with the Ronin warrior like ethos, this armor that comes to each one with different powers. Together they can, stop this dark shogun from taking over the world again. Sort of the same premise, but if you watch this one, the story is different, but it's gonna fall in the same genre, same, ideas and overall world. Just the direction is a little bit different as far as where they're going. How, if they won in the end of the last one, they defeated, I think it was Tulpa. I'm not positive, but the evil shogun in the Ronin Warriors original final battle and everything, the heroes fought, they won. How did we get to where we're at here? And I do have to say, this is a little darker, a little bit, not more bloody, but a little bit shadier of an aspect as far as the what do you call it? Intent and so forth behind some of the darkness that's in this series. So you get a little bit more, not just good guy, bad guy, but a little bit more depth to that darkness. Why?
Okay.
And the darkness isn't, you don't have purely good guys. You're going to have more of a conflict where the heroes aren't as late 80s, early 90s heroes were more the Captain America or Superman hero, where they're all good.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm all good. I'm great. Inuyasha is one of the few exceptions where he was an asshole, but he actually had good intentions.
Yeah.
He's a demon. So, but a lot of their heroes in the earlier animes were that perfect hero, that good guy that's just always good. This one's more up to date. Personalities and so forth are a little more fleshed out and up to date to what you could relate with closer to our time.
Okay.
But as far as if you loved it before, you'll probably love this one as well, even just through nostalgia. If you didn't watch the original, this is something that if you watch this, you'll see how many other animes, even, in the last 10, 15 years, were influenced by the original Ronin Warriors. Because this one will let you see and go, oh, shit, all this stuff that I really like now, probably spraying out of these artists and these anime creators from watching stuff like Ronin Warriors. So
Yeah.
it's definitely worth a look. And I just wanted to throw that out there because I was super excited when I saw that they were going to do it. I know they had a video game and then this came out and I'm like, hey, you know, getting some people to love something I loved as a teenager is great.
Yeah,
So
I saw that one too, and I was excited. I was just like, this is. It almost brought me the same joy when you know, they're like, we're bringing Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War to life,
Yeah.
and we're upping up we're making the animation the same level of the anime you're watching now, you know,
yeah.
which I'm just like, that's dope because I would have loved to have seen the Bankai from, you know, the OG
Yeah.
Bleach done
Oh
with
yeah.
done what
Yeah,
we have with animation now, you know.
Getting to
So
see Bleach with the beauty of the stuff they could do is just
Yeah.
it's like a blessing. You're like, wow, that was a wish I had. You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
I remember
mean-
watching that Bankai on the TV. It was blurry.
yeah, and you're just like, it sounds awesome, you know, but then you're
Yeah.
watching 1,000-Year Blood War and you're seeing how intricate these Bankai are, and you're just like, bro, if we could just get HD remaster or something, these other
Mhm.
ones, like how One Piece is like, we're gonna HD remaster One Piece. So
Yeah, they need to do it with
it'll be
Bleach because
easier for people
Steven
to
and I
do it.
were catching up. I was like, oh gosh, this is tough.
Yeah, and that
they're actually talking about going back and remastering One Piece.
They already are.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, I totally missed that.
So they already started reanimating the older episodes, and now they're getting ready to do like a shortened, condensed One Piece
it
where they're gonna remove,
older.
yeah.
Yeah,
Which
Oh,
it's
okay.
gonna be interesting how they're gonna do it because all episodes follow the manga to the
That's what I
T.
thought. I
So
thought One Piece was really good about the fact that everything that they kind of put out there as an episode is steps towards the next, so you not feel that filler.
yeah, out of like 1,500 episodes, there's only like 150 fillers, but there is some,
some of the stories
especially.
are
Yeah, go ahead.
like from like the Sky City one, right? Like there are certain
Sky
things you can get out of Skypiea, and you're just like, okay, but the whole grand scheme of Skypiea is not like, if you were to start watching One Piece now, you're not going to be like, oh, that's that one thing from Skypiea type stuff, you know. So it's like
Okay.
it's in the manga, like it's true to the manga. It's not like a made up thing they did, but in the grand scheme of One Piece, it's not like something that is so integral to the story where you can't probably just skim through Skypiea.
Yeah, it's not keystone canon material. You know, it's like I don't
think
need
just-
this to understand the future. You know, yeah.
The creator of the, like, when they was just like, I'm gonna tell a story about Skypiea, they got into the back history of the civil war between the two. You're just like, bro, this shit gotta be important. And I was talking to somebody at work, they're just like, it's not really that important. I'm just like, but the detail and the history, like a whole
Yeah.
world building thing
Yeah.
for an arc of a anime. I'm
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like, the detail. That's why it makes you think like, oh, this shit is important. Because any
Yeah.
other anime, they're like, if you're taking this much time to detail this,
It's got to be, yeah.
I
So
need
I
to
will
know.
say like there's certain arcs of things that are filler that they created, and Skypiea is one of them. However, what pissed me off is you can skip Skypiea, but then later on, like now, they reference it a lot.
Oh, okay.
So if you would have never watched it and they're talking about it, you're like, oh, I wonder where that place is.
Right.
Like that's it. But they don't reference the specific intricacies are. So when people say it's not that important, it's not, because it doesn't reference the intricacies, and the intricacies don't affect anything. But the fact it exists though, and some of the people there, like it's gonna be relevant later on.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Hey, what up, CJ? Nightmares and Nerdscapes jumping in.
CJ, what's going on, man?
But yeah, there's so many more we could talk about. However, we don't want to make this a 2.5, 4 hour, type stuff. So, you guys watching, you heard our choices, you heard our thoughts. If you are keeping an eye on something different that we haven't touched on or that we probably don't know about, make sure to throw them in the comments, hit us up, let us know. We will add them to our ever-growing must-watch list,
Yeah.
and hopefully get around to them sometime this year, but no promises. With that being said, we'll go ahead and get back to our regularly scheduled programming and try to end this one on a high note, like it's not already there, but
Yeah.
So yeah, winter is heating up, if you will.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A lot of returning sequels everybody's looking forward to, with again the kind of newer ones that are being brought to life via animation. So I have high hopes. This is going to be a busy season. I'll try to do what I can, but I'm like trying to catch up on a couple video games and stuff. I'm like
Yeah.
trying to rob Peter to pay Paul on certain things, but I can think of worse problems to have.
Right. Yeah, I just started playing Hades, and that's
First
a
one?
really Huh?
The first one or Hades 2?
Yeah, the first one.
Those are two good games.
Yeah,
All
I've
right,
been
I've
playing,
never played it.
and oh, it's so fun. So basically, it's kind of like I don't want to say Baldur's Gate, but I guess the darkness of it is where you can Baldur's Gate, but it's like Diablo and I forget the other video game, but that type of like play style where you go through dungeons and you have to like kill like whatever's in there. However, it surrounds like the prince of the underworld, and he's essentially trying to get out of like the 7 levels of hell. And but since he's already in hell, you when you die, you don't really die. You just kind of go back to your room.
Mm.
And but the whole point of the game is to die. The only way to continue to level up and get more gear and to try and get out of these levels is to continue dying, and then you gather things as you go through the levels, and then you just keep trying. But the levels change all the time because the underworld's always switching and moving, and anytime people are trying to get out of it, like there's a whole different route to take, so you can't ever like memorize where to go. So the art
Oh,
style
okay.
absolutely insane. It's gorgeous.
It was
Yeah, I just looked at the pictures. I was like, the graphics look on point. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
forgot
it's
what year
awesome.
the first one actually came out, but I think it either
That was
won
like
or was runner up
2020.
for game of the year. And the
Yeah,
second one came out last year, and it was also in contention for game of the year as well.
it
So
was.
solid
So
game.
Hades came out. The first one was 2020, and then the second one was 2020.
Five.
Shit, 4, 5, yeah, 5. Yeah, the only reason
Yeah, I
why
was
Hades
playing
2 didn't
Battlefield
win
6
is
and
because sorry,
Yeah.
but Expedition 33 was really
Yeah.
good. So
yeah, everybody seems to like that a lot. It's turn based, right?
Claire
which one,
Obscure?
Hades or
Yeah.
Expedition 33? Yeah, it's weird. So it's not like Baldur's Gate where it's just straight up turn based. It is turn based, but then you can add
Like if you
like
increase your player's speed or something, they'll get more turns.
yeah, they'll get more turns, and then once you're done with your turn, the enemy has a turn, and you can parry or dodge. And then when you parry and dodge, it increases your AP, if you will, to do like more combos and stuff too. So, and
Okay.
there's actually some bosses out there where you cannot defeat unless you parry only, and it's a timing thing. It's really fucking hard.
Yeah.
I suck at parrying.
But yeah,
Better.
so just trying to knock all those things out and catch up on gaming and watch my show. It's so many things, but like I said, worst problems to have out there.
Yeah.
So like we said, let us know what you guys are looking forward to this winter. Obviously, come around March or something, we'll start getting word on the spring, and we'll come back with another anime forecast for that. Outside of that, you guys got anything to say to the folks before we wrap it up?
Please check out some of these less popular titles, because I feel like it'll when they get the likes and the follows and the looks, just it gives us an opportunity for those studios to go, hey, maybe there is more out there people are going to consume. The more we check out these other avenues, one, we learn what doesn't work, but we also get to see, hey, there's a possibility to see something very original that could be very entertaining and not on the same level that we've seen. I know, like, you get that fatigue of just seeing the action and the familiar stories and familiar settings all the time. If we, but maybe if we gave some of these others a chance, we'll have those good breaks in between, or palate cleansers, as Willie likes to say, to get us to the next action sequence. But yeah, I've just listening to Willie, you and Jackie giving some of these newer titles out. It just gives us something else to explore, and that's one of the beauties of anime, is that you've got so much out there to check out. I just wish everybody asking everyone to just give it a chance to check out that little niche you might not have seen right away. So maybe we can expand on it. But thank you all for watching and checking in with us and giving us some insights and pointers. And please keep it going.
Yep. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you to all our viewers. We had a lot at one point, so that was really sick. Hopefully you guys are talking about us, and hopefully over this next year, you'll see us maybe at a Comic-Con near you. And then we're gonna be doing a lot of guest appears, if you will, or guest, what's the word I'm looking for?
Guest spots.
Yeah, with Danny
Yep.
and his team. So hopefully that will be getting released soon, and we'll be doing more collabs. That's what it is, collaborations with more of our friends out there.
Cool. And I got our AI intro or outro brought
Hell
up.
yeah.
So I don't know which one to go with. The Sweet and Punny outro or the Hype Train outro?
Hype
What?
train. Hype train. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hype Train? Were you going with Sweet and Punny?
Jackie wanted a sweet one. Sweet. Okay. Let's go with Jackie's. Let's go with the sweet one.
Sweet and Punny? Okay. All right, guys, that's a wrap on our winter 2026 preview. There's a massive spread of new shows coming our way, and we can't wait to dig in. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to subscribe and leave us a review. It really helps the show grow. Until next time, remember, life is short, the watch list is long, so go ahead and eat the cake. See ya.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, AI.
Take care.
Love it.
Peace.